Hello everyone, XV here from youtube.com/XVRogueGaming, bringing you the next episode in what is now a bi-weekly series designed to take your game to the next level. Over the next few videos, we'll be covering the various roles in Dota 2. This week is dedicated to support heroes and is designed for beginner learning. If you're not a new player, click the link on your screen to go to the advanced version now. Dota 2 is a team game. While this is commonly accepted, it's not commonly practiced. The reality is that a team requires a solid distribution and balance of different hero types in order to be successful. But let's face it, support play is not popular. You don't get big numbers on your screen, you will generally finish with a negative score, and you'll be perpetually gold-starved. This makes support play really unattractive. So, only play support if, you want to win. Regardless of lane, with your starting gold, you should be purchasing the animal courier. Depending on the enemy composition, and also your own ability, you may also want to purchase observer wards with your initial gold. This makes you virtually naked after regen, however, so know your limits and play within it. In lane, your early game objectives are clear. Buy wards, upgrade the courier, deny friendly creep, harass the enemy, stack and pull the easy camp, don't die, and sacrifice yourself to save your teammate. The last two are contradictory, but will make more sense as we look at the topics in detail. Before 6.79, there was a debate whether upgrading the courier and buying wards should be done first. Thankfully, that's been settled with the flying courier being out of stock until 3 minutes into the game. If you didn't buy wards with your starting gold, then your first purchase should be observers. The key places you'll want to ward early are here as Radiant and here as Dire. For a more detailed guide to warding, you'll want to click on the link on screen. It'll pause this video and let you go through warding. This is pretty self-explanatory. Your gold should next go into getting the courier wings. This will set the purchase curve for you, where next you get boots, then ensure that you've basically always got observer wards down on the map and on cooldown in the shop. This is more difficult than it might seem. With a generally small damage pool and no investment into improving it, the enemy hero in lane will typically have an easier time last hitting than you do. This works hand in hand, therefore, with harassing them. Through harassment, you can make the possibility of death very real to them, which will in turn discourage them from going in for last hits if they're melee. Even ranged heroes can be taught to feel like it's more dangerous than worthwhile to try and take last hits through correct positioning. With these two elements put together, your teammate can farm effectively. But whatever you do, don't steal last hits. If, however, your teammate won't get a last hit because they're out of range or shopping, etc., feel free to take them though. Now more than ever, since these are easy camps, it's highly suggested you stack the camp first by luring the creep out of their camp at 52 to 53 seconds so that a new camp spawns while the first group chases you. In 6.79, for the first 6 minutes of the game, the creep for the safe lane spawned with 406 move speed, dropping down to 325 after about 15 seconds of their new improved brisk pace. This means to successfully pull the lane, you're going to want to do it about 4 to 6 seconds sooner than pre-patch. This returns to normal at the 7.5 minute mark. Since you're not really farming, your deaths aren't going to be the biggest setbacks, but they definitely help the enemy. If being aggressive and harassing is causing you to trade hits or take too much damage, play more passively and just keep pulling the lane and helping your teammate as best as possible by threatening damage if the enemy tries to lean into them and focusing on denies. Nevertheless though, if push comes to shove, you should body block or aggressively spend spells to make sure your teammate escapes altercations alive. During the mid-game, the lanes dissolve and you're going to be required to move around. At this point, a town portal scroll is a mandatory component of your inventory. Your goal is to keep wards down, deward the enemy, and participate in every team fight you can. This will be accomplished through knowing the ward positions. Again, feel free to watch my video on warding, and teleporting to the appropriate towers and fights if you can't run there in time. This means you'll have to communicate with your team. Verify who is the priority target on the enemy side, and I assure you, it won't be their support. No one wants to watch a tickle fight between Crystal Maiden and Lich auto-attacking one another. Most supports fit the role because they have nukes, stuns, and disables in their skill set that operate independently of items, thus freeing them from needing farm. These will play a huge role in locking down the enemy carry and making sure your team comes out ahead in large engagements. At this point, you'll be so far behind item-wise that your untimely death will be almost assured in any fight, and definitely if you get caught out, but this doesn't mean that you're useless. While at this point a fair number of games will be heavily one-sided and very much so D-sided, beyond big throws, just as many games will ride the wire of a successful team fight or failed Roshan. This means that warding, dewarding, and proper positioning in those fights still remain hugely important. Just keep in mind that a stiff breeze in your direction from a farmed hero will spell your demise, so only engage after someone else initiates. Keep your target priority and assist as best you can. So that's it for the basic guide. If you're looking for something more in-depth, click above for the advanced version. I just finished giving away computers and Razer gear, but I have a fresh contest for my guide started already, so check that out as well. Just remember that a balanced team is necessary to win, and that proper support play is a huge component of the game. The only way the big pro carry players get their massive gold per minute is because of the hard work of the support players. It's also no coincidence that a lot of team captains play support. As always, if you like this video, please thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to Dotacinema and my channel to stay up to date. Until next time, this is XV, signing out.